Well, here at home, the level of the Vaal Dam has fallen below 70%. This has now led to level 1 water restrictions in parts of Gauteng. Officials are urging people to use water sparingly. Well, to look at this development, we are joined via Skype by Anthony Turton from Water Shortage SA. Mr. Turton, good morning. Of course, we do know that South Africa is a dry country in terms of our climate, but the levels of some of the dams like the Vaal are lower this year than they were at this time last year. That's surely cause for concern ahead of the largely dry winter season.
Yes, good morning to you and the listeners. The Vaal Dam is a very complex system that is fed by multiple sources, some from Lesotho and some from the Tugela in KZN. So the fact that the Vaal Dam is a little lower than normal, in fact, the Vaal Dam has got such high losses to evaporation that it's almost desirable not to keep it 100% full. But we get water from Lesotho, which of course is also a little bit concerning at the moment because the two main dams are also on the low side. They've had quite a bit of a drought in the last 2 years, and of course snow melt has been and what becomes concerning on the Tugela side is that the water from Tugela is pumped over the Drakensberg Mountain into the Sterkfontein Dam, and that needs surplus energy from Eskom to do that. But it's my understanding that there's a significant volume of water still in Sterkfontein Dam, so we're not in any immediate danger. That's my understanding at this point in time.
While we are not in immediate danger, surely we as consumers need to bear in mind that we must continue to use water sparingly, as the local authorities have been calling us to do, and now parts of Gauteng are on level 1 water restrictions. Surely we need to respect that.
Yes, obviously we need to respect that, and it's in that regard it's very concerning. But we need to start thinking differently about water. While water is very important for us to drink and to live a normal life, water is also an essential part of the national economy. So if we throttle back demand too much, the economy is unable to create jobs, it's unable to grow. So there is an initiative currently underway being driven by the presidency called the PPGI, the Public-Private Growth Initiative. And what that's trying to do, at least part of that initiative, is to try and unlock the value of water as an economic enabler and as a job creator. So we need to think differently about water, and obviously we need to respect it because it is a resource that's not only limiting our normal daily lives, it's actually also currently limiting our economic growth and job creation capabilities. So I'm more concerned about the latter portion of that comment than about the former portion.
Yes, and indeed, if you speak economy and the role of water, with climate change having the kind of impact it's having in the world, that should also, whatever strategy you have around water, I guess, you must be aligned to how you deal with the effects of climate change.
Yes, the Water Research Commission, which is a world-class body, it's unique to South Africa, in fact, published some very high-confidence findings through University of Cape Town a couple of years ago, 2015 it was. And what that did was it looked at all our rainfall from the 1950s until the present, and it looked at the distribution of rainfall in all 4 seasons. And it did a very complex statistical analysis of this. And what was interesting from that study was we can clearly see that before 1982, we had a wetter period than after 1982. But more importantly, post 1982, we've had not only a drier period, but we've also had a perceptible shift in the patterns of rainfall, particularly in the winter rainfall areas. So the winter rainfall areas are harder hit than the summer rainfall areas. And in fact, right now in Gauteng, we've had this unseasonal, quite heavy rain over the last week. That is an example of this shifting rainfall pattern. So not only has the volume changed, the distribution of rainfall has also changed, which of course is now going to start playing into the existing model, because at the moment our models are based on catching rainfall in summer, storing it over the over the winter period, at least in the summer rainfall areas, and then pumping it uphill into places like Gauteng or places that are heavy consumers. So we're going to have to think about it differently. We've still got quite significant capacity, technical capacity, at least in the private sector, so that still is functional. And we have to try and bring this to bear on this problem again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anthony Turton there from Water Shortage South Africa.